as a teenager, singing and dancing in all the commercials and everything, and then I did this pilot for ABC because Fame was so popular, and they made a television series of it, and ABC wanted to do their own kind of musical thing, so they did this terrible show with myself, Nick Cage, and Crispin Glover singing and dancing.
Oh, yeah. You and a couple of crazy guys. That's good.
That says enough right there. That was when horror started. No, there's actually somebody put it recently.
What's it called?
Best of Times. And they recently put it on YouTube. And, I don't know how to take that stuff off. I mean, now it's out there for everyone to see. And we're like doing this at the God Wash.
Guess who's going to YouTube?
As for that little number. Actually, it was a really long process. I went in about 7 times and had a read for Rob. And Rob doesn't like to go into the audition process. He just likes to actually see all the actors on tape. So I went in and taped for him about 5 times until the very end, where my agent called me and said that you're going to be meeting with Rob. And I met with Rob and I saw this crazy, wild man. And we sat in this really small room and did about 2 hours of just taping myself for the project, for the wine scenes. And Danielle Harris actually came in and we did that. And the next day I get a call, have to come down, run down, you're gonna do like a makeup test with Tyler and Malcolm and everybody. So I get down there, I do that with Christina and Danielle and myself, and it's actually in the DVD, I think, if you guys have seen it. And so I did that, and then the next day I found out that I got it. Yeah.
Not the first couple of days I was in awe. We did that film in 11 days. And that was his last starring role, and I think he was amazing. We did the scene where he's telling us that he's going to go bring us a toy, and it makes a big boom, and all that business, and basically he's telling us that we're going to fucking die. And when he got through with that, the entire crew just had tears in their eyes, and they wouldn't let him off the set for 5 minutes. They were just applauding. It was amazing. And he was like a mentor to me, and in all the time that it takes to set up a scene, we would just sit and talk. He'd talk, I'd listen. And he gave me a lot of great pointers on how to get through the evils of Hollywood and keep my nose clean and not fall into the same traps that he did.
About the characters of Newt and Hicks being killed off. I know that it could be in the movie, but I thought that was almost an insult to the effort that Cameron had put forth in Aliens, and then to kill off the characters that he created and had go through such a struggle to survive, and then wind up just dying in 3, which I also thought was just a disappointing movie. What did you think about that, and what did you think about 3 and the way that the whole came out?
Did you notice I was in pieces? It was only like a quarter section.
Yes. Yes. Your scene was probably the best of the movie.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Let me just say this about that. When I saw that movie, and Fincher's to me a great director. He was a young director then, but he's a brilliant guy. But here's the part that got me. We're on a prison planet with rapists and murderers. There's a British doctor there that killed a whole shitload of people by injecting them with bad shit, right? And she falls in love with him, and he sleeps with him. That was worse to me than all of her mystique was suddenly gone. She shaved her head. I mean, how much else can you throw out the window before there's no movie? Really, when you think of it. I'm forgiving, but gee, man, that was like, send me to San Quentin to do a love story. I mean, what is that?
My family has been so good for me, and I'm so blessed by the fans that I have earned as a result of doing horror films and science fiction and fantasy. Die-hard genre fans that, back when I began, you guys had to sit in the mad table in the commissary by the swinging doors with the waiters going in and out when we were at the studios, or when I was at the studios, or when I was sitting with the cast and friends of Friday the 13th at Paramount Studios. Now, those same people are running the studios, and comic books are no longer considered ridiculous, and graphic novels have evolved. And we look back now at some of those films that fell through the cracks, and John Carpenter's The Thing and films like that, and we know how important and how great they are, and that the word sequel or remake isn't always a dirty word.
If each one of them lied for a ridiculous amount of money, I'll still hear my dad money.
I am not the mole man. I am the tenant of Belmont.
Which is the German title of the film.
In Germany, I have top billing. They love me.
Buchmann, Mollman, England, That's the German translation. Robert Englund, tenant of Belmont Avenue.
And I just got to tell you guys, it was such an honor for me. We're so serious and sentimental. I feel like Sammy Davis Jr. in a talk show. It's true. It was like a real honor to get to hang with these guys. I'd never spent a summer, in Chicago, even though I'd worked here over the years. Summer, you guys. I got to hang with these guys. They took me to their favorite dive bars, and it was really, really special. So
I do them occasionally, and I've been doing them for maybe 5 years now. So I do 2 or 3 a year, and just to get out, meet the fans, say hello, and I think it's important. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be sitting here, or I certainly wouldn't. So it's great when you've got new stuff coming out and you want to get the word out. So I've got a new TV series called Franklin and Bash, which has been picked up, which has at least 10 people that have seen it here, so that's good. That's good. We'll maybe get 10 more next year. But anyway, we've been picked up, I'm happy to say. So stuff like that, and I've got a few movies that are going to be out, I don't know, next, whatever, year or so.
How did the screening go last night? Clockwork Orange, 40th anniversary of A Clockwork Orange. It's here at the Clockwork Orange. And 40th anniversary screening, how'd that go? How was it?
I love being at this place, this Hollywood Palms. I guess you all know about it. I had no idea what this experience was going to be like. I just heard they were screening the movie, but I didn't expect this Disney ride. It was so much fun and so great. The fans came out. I think there were over 600 fans last night.
Teenager doing modeling.
Yeah.
Which were you fairly well known in Sweden as a model, just as a model?
Yes, I was still in school when I started modeling. I was about 17, 18 years old. Yeah, and first I was very well known as a fold-out girl, So
a fold-out girl, like a centerfold.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But it was very innocent at that time.
Yeah.
You
went on to be in like Playboy here in the States and various versions of Penthouse all over the world, and in the States too.
Yeah.
So it became nude modeling at a point. But then, how did you make that transition from the modeling to the acting?
To the acting. Well, I didn't look for getting acting parts.
I'm sure they were looking for you.
Yeah, they did. They found me in those kind of magazines. And at that time, everyone read the magazine. It was very innocent, and it got mixed up with good articles, and everyone in Sweden read those magazines.
Anybody else?
Did you learn things? All right, good. I did too.
I know he's not here, but there's a gentleman named Tony Brown who helped me with, I did a documentary last year for the Slumber Party Massacre series called Sleepless Nights. And Tony helped me get a lot of the archive footage that you saw here, the TV clips and the interviews and the talk shows. And so Tony Brown was a huge help. And if any of you are Slumber Party fans, he runs the Hawkscatter.com, which is dedicated to the Slumber Party and Sorority House. And I think there's a link to he did a page for
Linnea as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he's a big fan, and so a big thank you out to him.
Oh, yeah,
So.
definitely. I mean, yeah, there were a lot of clips on there that I'd never seen before. It was really cool. A lot of stuff that you guys, like, where did you get that?